just the word. Relax, enjoy the day. Time to come out and play. It's time for a celebration. It's time for a holiday. We're gonna sing and maybe dance. We'll make for sure you'll take a chance. All in due time, it will happen. All in due time, you will be clapping for yourself. So celebrate, just celebrate. Don't hesitate now. Try to feel happy. Do you think you can? Not like everybody. Can you understand? Do you feel lonely? Don't you hear the band when they play? When they say it's time for a celebration, transform into a holiday. We're gonna sing, we're gonna dance. We'll make sure you take a chance. All in due time, it's gonna happen. All in due time, you won't be clapping by yourself. So celebrate, come on, celebrate. No time to wait now.
All right. Okay. I do not know why it does that. For some reason, it is giving me, the audio is always good, but the glitching part, let me see why it's stuttering. Is it stuttering over there? It was working fine until I came on. I'm trying to figure out. Michigan is up by 7 points in the first with 6 minutes, 6 seconds in the NCAA Final Four. And that's about it so far. Tigers won 4-0 downtown Detroit opening day. It's true, they did. And I am going to play around with a couple things here for a second. I got to figure out why it gives me these little glitches. All right, let me see something. I'll go into settings. I'm going to go into the camera. I'm going to see if I can switch this out. I'll go to high definition. Let's see if that works. Okay, does that make it better? I do not know. All right. Looks like it's a little bit better. Just a little bit. I should get rid of that background. Okay, well, it's Saturday, April 4th, 2026. I get to watch the TV. I got this big TV right in front of me. I think it's an 80-inch. It's got to be at least an 80. It's more than 60. Anyway, 32-23 in the first. And hey, Ron, what's going on? How you doing? Are you watching the game? I got it. I found it on TBS. Michigan is playing Arizona. I think if they win tonight, I didn't watch a lot of the games. But my buddy just called me up about an hour ago. Vinny. Hey, there he is, Vinny. Am I stuttering a lot? I hate to lower the resolution. I was in 1080 broadcasting, and then I took it back down to 720. And I think it's because I'm sharing the Wi-Fi with this big TV, watching the U of M, the Wolverines, Michigan Wolverines, playing the Arizona. I don't know what's the Arizona team name? Was that the 100? No. This TV's been here for a while. They won tonight. They make it to the finals. Wait, what? They won tonight. The grammar. Oh, I know. Okay, you're doing speech to text. So if they win tonight, right? Is that right? All right. Because we're going to talk about a bunch of stuff. I haven't been on this in a long time. I don't know what. I didn't pay for coming on here for like 2 or 3 years. And then I started paying, and then when I started paying, and then you pay up front to get the better deal at the beginning of the year, that December Black Friday kind of thing, when they want to get your money and they sign you up for like half the price. And then it's like I hardly use it. I don't know why I hardly use it, but we're going to talk about deals tonight. Deals. Vinny is going out, and Vinny, this guy right here on the right. Oh, let me see me. I'll tell you this right here. There you go. I'll get to turn these on. And then I get to adjust the size. No, we want medium. We want big. We want wide, and we want there. All right. Come back and do after the game. I'm watching the game right now. I can report it to you right now. They're on a commercial. Speaking of commercials, is it true? I've noticed this the last 2 years, and nobody ever says anything. We all talk about everything else but things that my brain absorbs because they say that people aren't watching TV as much. They're using streaming like Netflix, Prime, Hulu, Max, whatever. But I noticed that when they advertise, because regular TV and regular cable, they have commercials, and most of the commercials, here we're going with this, is that they're always about insurance, Liberty, Bibberty, Progressive. I mean, how many of those Progressive commercials are you going to see? Geico. What's the other one? And they got like so many versions of the same damn insurance. There must be some money into that. Now they've got car insurance, not car like State Farm Auto. They're like, if your car breaks down, Car Shield, all this other stuff. They're getting you on that. They're hooking you for like about $100 or more a month if you got an old car or a car that's out of warranty. Who's got possession? Arizona's got it. They're on the floor. I'm sorry, we're gonna have to. Hey, yo, what's up, Keith? You watching the game? Oh, hey, you're in Ohio. You're an Ohio guy. That's right. You're an Ohio State guy, so you probably don't want to watch this. Michigan's up 35-23. See, I'm going to give you a little play-by-play action. Do you guys go to the Tigers game? Nobody invites me anymore. When I used to be a cool DJ and made money and I could get VIP to anywhere, my phone would ring off the hook. I know I say that a lot. I bitch a lot about it, but I don't really care. Last night, I didn't watch the game. I didn't watch the Tigers game. I didn't listen to it on 97.1. That's the local FM station. And I didn't do anything. In fact, the lady, I want to hear a true story. A lady that I've been bodyguarding for, in fact, she's texting me right now. I can only say her first name. Her name is Brenda. And I've been secretly bodyguarding for her and taking care of her for the last 10 years or more than that. And I took a 3.5-year hiatus after my son had passed. And I told her, I was done. Well, about 2 years ago, I got back in the loop and I came back from Nashville. And she worked for Comerica as the first senior vice president, female in the United States of America, won all kinds of awards, signed some of the biggest checks for Detroit, in the city of Detroit, and helped put Comerica. She actually helped put that on the thing. And she was at the DAC, the Detroit Athletic Club, yesterday with the guys, that she knows that she just met like a year ago. He's actually younger than me. And she took him to the DAC because she's a VIP member there. She gets all the cool stuff. And I don't even get to go. And so when you see the pictures of me, like when I'm at the, overlooking Tigers, or I used to call it Tiger Stadium, Comerica and all that, it's fun. I get all these perks, but I don't get to go to there anymore because she's got a boyfriend. Go figure. So I could have went, and it would have been a VIP party, free drinks, free parking at the DAC, which is right there, overlooking the total field of the park, because it's an open park field, whatever you want to call it, stadium. And so I couldn't even get to go to the game that way. Is that crazy? So give me your best play-by-play. I'm not a sportscaster. You know who would have been a sportscaster? And I know you guys are sick of his name. See that thing right here, this sign? I just got this from Groupon. They have these specials. And, I used to use Groupon a lot, but then they kind of suck. Well, then I found some really good deals on Groupon because I took a hiatus from Groupon. You can get it on your phone or your app, whatever. And I got like massages for like 90 minutes for like $30. Seriously, good ones too. Good, nice places, not somebody's couch, or in the back of your car. It was pretty good. And then I got like oil changes, full synthetic, which is the most expensive, and brake like $32. I'm not kidding. No extra up charges because mine takes 7 quarts. My truck. It's a newer truck. So whether you love to spend money a lot, because a lot of people do. I saw a guy yesterday. He's on my Facebook too. I won't say his name. Vinny, you know where I'm going. You know where I'm going with this. He's one of those guys that knows everything, or he'll let you know everything. He'll only come on your post. Like when I post something, like I go, hey, you can do this with your camera. And then he comes like, no, you can't. Well, then he went down to Detroit yesterday and downtown. And even I have apps, Park app, Park Mobile, Park Detroit, anywhere I go in the country, Nashville, Chicago, or anywhere. All over Detroit, Birmingham, because parking is a big deal. They got cameras now. They got these crazy meter maids that love. It's like I don't know who they hire, but they're like the worst. They wait for your meter to expire, whether it's digital on your app, whatever. And if you park like an inch over that spot, they will give you a ticket. Well, this guy got a $350 ticket. His name's Alex. Well, see, I know you know who he is. And Vinny knows him too. And wait, to make matters worse, they towed his car. And it cost $350 to get his as soon as it expired. I don't even know what the situation was because people were guessing. Right away, people think they know everything. That's the wonderful thing about Facebook or social media, especially Facebook. You automatically know what he did wrong, but he didn't. They show a parking spot and then they show a fire hydrant, but he didn't park anywhere near it. He was just showing the distance to the sign that was about 5 cars ahead. Because you know how they have like those signs? They're not right next to your car. They're like so far you can't see them that you don't think you're parking illegally, right? You get caught in that trap. A lot of people do. In Nashville, here in Detroit, anywhere. And they know what they're doing. They place that stuff. They don't want you to see it. But anyway, so he saw it, and I don't know if he didn't pay the meter or didn't have the app. If he would have, he probably would have gotten it because they honor that stuff. But anyway, they towed his car for $350, and then the police gave him a $50 ticket on top of that. So for $400. And here's even the crazier part to add to insult, or insult to injury, as they say. It used to cost $10 to park downtown Detroit, and on special events maybe $20, or sometimes I've seen it as high as $40, which is ridiculous, right? And people will walk a mile or two downtown Detroit. They don't care if they're getting robbed or jacked. They'll just to save some money, right? Rain or shine, freezing cold, it don't matter. Well, the parking was about $100 to $120, just basic parking lots, and they weren't even super close, most of them. And so you look at it and you think, well, I parked far enough away, and he still got $400 in whatever you want to call it, in arrears because of that parking situation. Bo, what's going on, man? How you doing? Bo and I, oh man, the gang's all here, it seems like. Bo, it's funny because one of the guys trained me how to be a firefighter. He's one of my best friends from the fire department. He's on here, Keith. Leslie, I've known him forever. And, we go back. Let's see, Vinny, he talks to me every single day, 7 days a week. Right, Vinny? And he's getting ready to go out and party. But everybody's watching the damn game. Michigan, come on. Let's see, 38-27. First, the first period, 2 minutes, 36 seconds left. NCAA Final Four, just giving you the update, okay? But Bo and I go back, and we just lost a friend a couple days ago. I don't know how well you knew him because we worked together when we were back about 30 years ago. We were all working in the clubs. We did that, what do you want to call it? What do I label that as? Because people that are younger won't know what it is. It was like a Magic Mike stuff that we did. Is that right? Is that a way you could carefully put it, Bo? And, oh yeah, that's a good hack. That's a good hack. You know what? Right there. That's a good one, cuz. Good one. That's my cousin, by the way. I love my cousin. They're like my baby brothers. And I'm always giving them shit about everything. Sorry. I give everybody shit. My sarcasm just goes so far, especially when I don't drink all the time. I drink rarely, but when I do, like I'm having one tonight, actually. Just one. It's like a chalice. I should have like a garden hose to it. Anyway, I only poured this much in. So anyway, where was I going with this? Hey, Sally, how you doing? Wow, look at I'm here too. Victoria, I call her Vicky. Vicky, beautiful lady, great lady. Sally, she was one of my son's favorite teachers, great artist. She did a thing. It's upstairs. I got to tell you something real quick, Sally. I gave, when I moved out of my house 3 years ago in Troy to go to Nashville, I had enough room in my storage. I gave my daughter this big trunk and a bunch of boxes full of pictures of my kids, also my awards and some special paintings. Well, she brought them over to my dad's house where I'm at right now, and they've got this crawl space. Now, they're on a lake, a nice house, beautiful house, but it's got a crawl space. And, it's cemented, it's concrete under there with one little light bulb, but it gets damp under there. Well, anyway, I found your picture, and luckily nothing was harmed to it, or, there was no harm to it at all. But I have 4 prestigious firefighter awards. One is a lot, one for the Troy Fire Department. Well, I had 4 of them in the time I was there, and one's life-saving and one was something else, and they were really, really nicely framed, and I gave them to my daughter. She brought them back. We can't find them, and I think they threw them out. Can you imagine that? the four things I was the most proud of in my life. But anyway, hopefully they're my storage unit. And but I did save your photo that you painted, not photo, but the portrait of Dante. So thank you very much. Okay, where are we at? Real quick. Michigan 44, Arizona 27 in the first, 1 minute 47 to go in the NCAA Final Four. I don't even know where they're playing at. Where are they playing? Do you guys know? Anybody? Do I want to bring you on for a couple minutes? Okay, let me see if I can invite you. Invite guests. Let me see. I'm going to send it to your emails or your messenger. So let me go off for a second. Can you guys still see me? I know you guys, it's a Saturday night. I don't expect anybody to come on, listen to me ramble. We're going to keep it positive. We're going to keep it light. We're going to talk about discounts. We might even play some music. Here we go. All right. So, Vinny, I just sent it to you. If you get it, you get it. If you don't, you don't. All right. By the way, that song that I did, that I opened with, the second half of it will play. And I did a dance version. Why do I keep looking down here for? The dance version of it. I did a country rock version of it. I got all kinds of different keyboards. This is my smallest one. It does everything. Drum machine, synthesizers, guitar. Where's my guitar? It's over there. I got everything. I even got a grand piano in the other room that I sample chords off of, when I'm playing it. But I did this song, and I did it when I was a kid because I was at a Disney parade. And I wanted something real energetic, and I wanted it to be like a parade, like when you go, they have like a theme. So that's what you're hearing. And it's really more of a festive thing. It's called All in Due Time. And I wrote it probably when I was 16 years old. So I've been finally recording. I've got probably 75 to 100 songs recorded at the moment. And I keep going back, and I drop them when I come on here. So whatever. Okay. All right. You got to go now. I just sent you a link. All right. Well, never mind. Where's this at? I don't know why that's okay. Who else is here? Anybody else? Yeah. So that the park casino free thing. If you're in Detroit, they have casinos. We have 3 of them. And I think Motor City is the one where people park because it's the cheapest, because, they're not going to raise the rates because it's about a mile from downtown. And I think a lot of people just walk or shuttle, or I don't know how they do it. But I read that yesterday, that people would walk 1.3 miles each way from the casino to the stadium to see opening day. That probably applies to the other places because Ford Field, where the Lions plays, right next door. Right across the street, about a block or two, is where the Pistons, the basketball team, and the Detroit Red Wings, the hockey team. And the hockey team's been they've won a lot of championships. The only team out of the 4 sports, hockey, basketball, baseball, and football, and probably the most expensive stadium, which is Ford Field, and the third stadium in my lifetime is for the Detroit Lions. And I know when I was in Nashville like 2 years ago, because I go back and forth, that's when it really hit me, because when you're downtown, people from all over the country and all over the world are wearing Detroit Lions shirts. I have never seen that anywhere in my lifetime. They were supporting the Detroit Lions. And I know I'm a hater for the Detroit Lions because ever since Barry Sanders quit, I kind of lost my mojo. But, I would love for them to win, just like right now, Michigan. I've got a bag I won. I got a chair. My son, he used to wear the Michigan shirt all the time. So that's it. Now, if you're watching from a different city, state, or even country, because I got friends all over the world, got people calling me from Australia, Germany, United Kingdom, you name it, all over. I had a guy call me today from Costa Rica. Michigan's kind of a really funky state. We're a big sports state, if anything else. We just love our sports, and we'll follow them until we die. And I guess because I went everywhere else, it kind of broke me, because I created options for myself, So who is a fair weather fan? People call me a fair weather fan, I guess. I'm not I don't know. I just want to watch people win. That's kind of what it is for me. So, I don't put my personal, I do put my personal stuff, but I don't put things I can't change or argue with. So whatever. Speaking of which, Vinny and he called me. We had this idea about talking And probably tonight's not a good night because it's Saturday. You're probably getting ready. You're dyeing Easter eggs or Passover or whatever's going on for tomorrow. Because Sunday's a holiday for everybody anyway, whether you're of the Christian faith. Because if it's one of those days where a lot of things are shut down. And it's kind of a cool holiday anyway, because if you go into a store, grocery store, a CVS, anywhere, they always got Easter candy. I think Reese's jumped on it. The peanut butter cup company, they would have Easter eggs, Easter bunnies, and something. And actually, they're pretty good. Cadbury. So if you got that, you got the Easter eggs. And then, of course, the religious part where, Jesus of Nazarene, he was crucified yesterday, Good Friday, and resurrected, the next, on Sunday. And that's how Easter came along. And so it's a big deal for a lot of people around the world. And but, so we'll keep it festive. We won't keep it all into that. The other thing I was talking about, gas prices. I'm going to show you something real quick. I know people probably think I'm a cheap ass, but even when I made a lot of money, even when I was a dancer with Bo, I'm going to call him Bo because we used to call him Bob. But anyway, in fact, my cousin lived with me. Ron, you lived with me when I started doing that. That's why I'd come home with money all the time, because every night I worked like 6-7 nights a week sometimes. And either I was a DJ or a dancer. When I was a dancer, the show started early in the night. So like I would get there and the show started like at 7:30 and it went to 9 or 9:30. And then, the club started getting busy between 9:30 and 10. And so instead of being done with the show, I would work all the way to close, 2:00 in the morning. So I was like doing double duty with this thing. But I made all this kind of money, and I was always real frugal. I had a friend who made more money than me because he was actually better looking. His name was Rod. But he would spend his money like water all the time. Well, we didn't have apps back then. But I'm going to show you something like gas, right? If you got Kroger points, I went there just a little bit ago before I came on. You get Kroger points. You get 10 cents for every 100 points. It doesn't take much. If you spend like over $100, you're going to get $1 off of gas. So let's say gas is like $3.99. You get it for $2.99. If you get 50 cents off, you get 50 cents off. Well, then there's Gas Buddy. I got Gas Buddy. And that thing follows you no matter what part of the country you're driving or what highway or road. It's kind of cool. So it's always updating you where you're at. And gas is cheaper in different places. Like if you go to Ohio, it's cheaper than Michigan. If you go to Kentucky, it gets a little bit more. And then we get to Tennessee, it drops again. It's kind of weird. But anyway, this is what Speedway for free. These are apps that are free. They don't obligate you. You don't have to put your card in there. I do. I don't care. It took me a while. But this way, in case I forget my wallet or don't have it, you can it'll tap you. But check this out. Can you see it? Wait, let me see. Look at that. That's what I can pay tomorrow. See that $3.11 right there? Now, gas at these places are like close to $4, right? But this locks it in every Speedway, not just that one. You know how it's different at different places? So just so you know, because if you go to Costco, the prices are different. It could be a 30 cent difference just in a 20-mile range. You can go to this one over here and gas will be $3.69. And then you go to this other one, it's $3.29. So, but this locks it in. And wait, this is the best part. It stores your points and then it gives you more points as you go along. And then it locks it in. And you can go in and get free stuff. Let's say you want a coffee or you want a sandwich or whatever. The points, how many points do I have? I'm going to tell you, I got it somewhere in here. I got 24. I don't know if you can see it up there. 2,400 points. 1,000 points will get you like a breakfast. It's crazy. So that's one place you can go, right? They're on a break, right? Oh, it's halftime, 48-32, Michigan. We know where this is going, right? Unless there's some dramatic rally and turnaround. And that happens, right? Arizona Wildcat. Why did I know the Arizona Wildcats? Sandra Bullock played an Arizona Wildcat in the movie Speed. Remember that with Keanu Reeves? John Wick, remember him? Anyway, I'm talking a million miles an hour because I want to get as much information as I can because that's how my brain works. Anyway, so that's a good thing. So if you really want to save a significant amount of money, like every single one of the apps, if you belong to Prime Video, there's one called Earnify. And Earnify got me, different times. $1 off a gallon, but typically 10 cents. There's fuel rewards. That's Shell. I don't use it as much, but you got to look for the deals. You got to look for the sales. Same thing at Kroger. They got, I hate when they go, you got to buy 5 things to get that really good deal, right? Because then somebody either takes everything off the shelf or like, what the hell am I going to do with 5 boxes of cereal? Right? Okay. But they have digital things where you take your phone and you can take it and get a really significant deal. And you're getting gas points with that at the same time. So you're double and triple dipping on those particular items. And even if you have a lot of money, you don't really care. You're the one that throws away your cans. You don't care about the 10 cents, even if you had $60 worth of cans at the end of the month. What I suggest is tell people that want to borrow money from you, or your kids that are living at college, or people that constantly borrow money from you. You say, hey, you really want to save money. That's what my dad taught me a long time ago. He goes, you want to make money. He goes, it's by saving money. And you got to take it and you save it and you do your kind of, your balancing of it. It's like Subway. I got $14 in credit, and I don't even eat there all the time. I eat there like twice a month. And when I go there, I get the sandwich. You know how they show specials, buy a foot long for $6.99, and I get it's big for $6.99. And I didn't realize, shit, they're like $11, $12 for a sub. Right now, they're like buy one, get one free. That's another good deal. And you get the points, and those points you can turn into cash. And once in a while, when you have no money, you go, God, I got $14 on my app. And I know a lot of fast food restaurants. Now, people think I don't eat a lot of fast food, which I don't really. But I tell you what, when you go to McDonald's, you get a fillet of fish, especially if yesterday was the last day of Lent, I think. I really haven't been a strong guy like that. I have not been that orthodox with that. But if I'm going to eat there, I'm going to eat one of their damn greasy fish fillets before I eat that stupid, nasty hamburger of theirs. But I get it for free because I get these points. So I don't know if I'm boring you. But you know what? Everybody's bitching and complaining about the economy. It doesn't matter. I'm not going to get into the political aspects of it because, this is how I feel about it. Because people ask me, why don't you tell people about your political thing? I said, because I can't change shit. And I don't want to hear people negative about it. And then we're all going to beat each other up on it. And you love doing it, and that's fine. I get it. It's the fun thing to do. When you're over 35 years old, you look for stupid shit to do. Get bored. Either that or you're going to do shuffleboard, water polo, or watch Wheel of Fortune, right? That's what we do. Okay. But if you really want to be proactive, you got to find ways to go, okay, well, I can't change stuff, but if I can save 50 cents on something, like a gallon of gas, or if I can save, like today, what did I save? I saved $16. I just went in there for something. I saved $16 on food. And normally I'd pay like $3 for a cottage cheese. I got 2 for $4, 2 big ones. Okay. And I look at the date. Oh, always reach in the back. I used to work in supermarkets. Always reach in the back. I shouldn't tell everybody that. But you'll get an extra handful of days, a week. Like I saw one that expired May 8th, and there was one for May 14th. Okay, buys you extra time. Because have you ever had that milk or the cottage cheese or something go bad? The worst is strawberries. Freeze those. What else was I going to say? Let's see. Yeah, they're still in halftime, so we're not going anywhere. So what are you guys doing? Oh, wait. New comments. I didn't see any here. Hold on. No Kings. Oh, Jake. Oh, here we go. There we go. I knew. See, it's like a tripwire. It's like you got to careful. You got to be like a ninja. Like how do you not bring anything up? And then as soon as I get antagonistic, everybody, then they get mad at me and they start keyboarding and they send me mad. I'm like, okay, come on, man. Have you seen my life? I mean, here I'm trying to make the world a better place. I was walking through Kroger and I'm going, you know what? I'm always angry and I'm always sad. Oh, hold on a second. Remember you used to see me on? I'm live right now. Bye. I'm sorry, bye. See how that works? Anyway, so, whatever. Should I play some music tonight? I don't know if I should play some music tonight where you guys got to guess the songs and in what era. Usually when I do it, it's like 70s and 80s, mostly 80s that people are good at guessing with. If I play anything newer within the last 10 years, nobody guesses anything. Zero. I don't know what it is. Does the music suck? The new music? it's funny there. Spotify has a couple 100,000 uploads every single day, and now with AI, it's even doubling that number. And like nobody's even getting any songs out anymore because it's too much. You know, it's like it can be too much. But I always wonder, like, what are the cool songs that are going to stand the test of time, right? I figure I'd throw that one out there because some of you have like this great song, and every time I play a song, they go, "Oh, that's my jam." It's like it was made in 1973 or something. Like "Let's Stay Together," Al Green. But anyway, wait, hold on. I got to read these comments. Okay, nope, nothing. No new comments. Okay, good. No comments is good comments. So what do you guys got planned for tomorrow? You know what I'm doing? Nothing. My mom and dad are in Florida. I don't see well, I don't want to get into all that, but I'm by myself all day tomorrow. So it's cool. It's all good. And then what? Movie apps. You got to get your movie apps. So like, you can get the points for free. Now you can get any of these apps for free, but if you pay for the stuff, you get like bigger discounts, and the points never expire. And you can be in a different state. Oh, I'm sorry, but then she texts me, and it rings up the. Unbelievable. Anyway, women, what can you do? Sorry, guys. Hold on. I'm gonna salute you guys. What's up, Russell Wicks, the Mad Hatter from Nashville. This guy's got the craziest R-rated music in the world, man. So here's to you, Russell. Here's to you, Ron. Here's to all you guys out there in La La Land. Hold on. You guys probably wonder what I mix it with. Can I tell you what I mix it with? I got to take it out of my Yeti can. These things are cool. I bought this Yeti thing. Whether you drink beer out of a can or pop, it keeps it cold forever. It keeps it cold. Look at that. See, that's Sunkist Zero. I do zero everything. And so I mixed it with that vodka, and it tastes great, man. It is great. I don't know why. Now, some of you guys are probably beer drinkers or bourbon drinkers. I'm not a wine guy. I mean, I'll take beer. If somebody pours let's try this Woodford or something, Pappy Van Winkle, whatever. Okay. But I like my drinks fruity. That's a free one. You can attack me. Go ahead. I do. I like fruity. If I'm going to drink a drink, I like I have to enjoy the taste of it. I really do. I can't be one of those like, yeah, it's great. Love you, PG-13. TTV, no charge. Whack. TTV, no charge. Watch anything for free. You know what one I'm watching? Okay, I'll give you that one. Vinny, are you still there? Because you're enjoying this shit, aren't you? Go ahead, come on, man, bring it. I'll let you. I used to do this to my kids, and then like when I walk into a place in bars, I had some bodybuilder buddies of mine that were a lot younger than me, about 10 years ago or so, and they thought they got mad at me. They go, "God, you're always like like I'm an ass." And they'd call me other names. I can't say it here, but anyway, and I said, "What?" And they go, and then they realize I'm just being sarcastic. Because I just give me that look, and then I'm always joking, right? So I don't know. And then my kids, they wouldn't even have it once they learned it, like right out of the womb practically. Once they learned that I was sarcastic, they never took me serious, no matter what I did. Even when I was mad, they'd like they just make fun of me. I don't know. I guess I'm a target. So what was I going to say? So yeah, Russ and I, we're working on an idea of doing a Netflix show on his life. It would be really interesting. I won't give you the whole plot or anything, but that's some of the ideas we're working on. And I have people calling me. So there's some really cool things happening. And I don't know what's going to happen. In fact, I don't really want to tell anybody, because if it doesn't happen, you're going to think I suck. And if it does happen, you're going to call me up and borrow money. So I can't win, right? But it's kind of fun to say at least doing something, because, there's people that call me up all the time. And if you're watching and you're watching this later, if I told people the story of your life and which you trusted me with, it would inspire people, because they would look at you and go, God, but you've got money, or you got a nice house, or you got a big family, or you don't have any physical problems, or you're things that you're like, we all look like, God, I wish I was that person. And then you don't realize, and this is that time of year, right? Holidays are scary. There's sacrifices being made. But, the last story I told my son, without being religious, was about, because I don't like religion. It's too syrupy for me. I don't know what it is. It's like, oh, it's just, I try to turn it into real life terms. And I looked at my son and I said, when we were playing football, the afternoon that night, he was all bummed out about something. I said, bro, listen. I said, there was a guy cooler than us, and his dad was loaded. His dad was the most richest guy in the world. And I go, man, he threw this big party for his buddies. He had, he had at least 10 of his buddies there. I was trying to be very vague. And this guy did everything. He'd come to the party. He rescued people. He did this. He did that. He always came to the table with something while his friends watched him. And he said, tomorrow, you guys, I go, I'm going to get my ass kicked tomorrow. And you guys are all not going to stick up for me. And they go, what? Man, we got your back. You got your six, man. You're our boy. And he started calling everybody out. And then he looked at one and goes, and you're going to sell me out for cash. And he goes, man, get out of here. And Daddy's going, is this a true story, Dad? And I go, yeah, man. I go, true story. And he goes, well, what's the guy's name? And I go, Jesus. And he goes, what? He goes, Dad, I went to, catechism and all that. He goes, the way you explained it was totally different than how I used to see it. He goes, I thought it was just a good time, a nice, Last Supper. I go, no, man, it really happened. It really happened. And I says, and people sugarcoat shit. I go, they sugarcoat everything until it isn't. And I said, you know what? That's how I look at life. And when I was younger, Ron, my cousin, I can't drink anything that sweet. $1 million. Yeah, okay. I love my cousin, man. I swear to God. But anyway, the one thing that people didn't know, because they thought I was spoiled when I moved out to this area. It's one of the wealthiest areas in Michigan. And there's houses that are 10 times bigger than the one I'm in. And they're like 20,000 square feet. They got 15 cars and 30 bathrooms. I mean, I'm not kidding. It's ridiculous, right? But I always thought, even when I was, younger as a kid in Detroit and wherever, I said, I always wanted to help people. Even though I was shy, even though I was introverted, even though I wasn't like the biggest kid in the room, in fact, not far from it. And I always go, I wanted to be good to everybody. I didn't care what they looked like. I didn't care what they had. I didn't care. It didn't matter to me. And I was aware everybody's different, differences. But as you get older, I'm like, I was walking through Kroger and I'm going, why do I want to be nice to everybody? Because most of the people in my life are assholes. You know what I mean? Not most of the people, but a lot of people. But we all have that ability. And I think I become one, right? So I hope I don't make resolutions like on Easter or New Year's or anything. Oh, they're doing a Reese's commercial right now. Yeah, for Easter. But anyway, it's about helping people. And if I can help people, if they come live at my house and it's inconvenient, or if they need a ride somewhere, it's costing me money. If they need to browse something. But people have done that to me in the last couple of years, especially down in Nashville. It's really weird. Like, I don't even know these people. I did nothing for them. They, but your karma and your energy is reflective. Even this conversation I had with a guy I've never met, we're doing business. He's really connected. He goes, and I'm not bragging, because I said, no, I'm an asshole. I'm going to tell you, I got some bad sides. I got my flaws. I had to convince them I'm not perfect, right? I go, just ask everybody on my Facebook. They're going to tell you, yeah, he's an ass. But it's like with the internet, these people scoured me. They, what do you call it? They troll you, they scroll you, they do whatever. And this guy said, he goes, some of your stuff that you make public, because I make my stuff public for a little bit, and then I turn it off, and I push it to the small group I have of 100 people, because I know they're not going to get sick of my stuff or go, oh shit, here he comes, whatever. But I'm trying to help people, because I put myself in, I go, listen, yeah, did I have all these things? It sounds like I'm bragging. Yeah, I did, but it didn't make me a millionaire, but I felt like one. People were really cool, and everybody was cool. And I had friends out of nowhere, but you know what? Life did stuff to me. And I know it did stuff to you too. And 2 years ago, you thought I was just being this negative, depressing guy. And now it's happening to you. And how do I handle it? You separate yourself. You got to be that cool person, but then you also, because of that person that doesn't want to do anything. And that's a lot of people. So trying to give people advice on how to save money or how to eat better or how to whatever. Not everybody's going to listen. You're not going to listen to me. Do as I say, don't do as I do. Make it your own thing. Just like when you learn how to do cursive. Kids don't even know how to do that anymore. Remember when you used to learn how to draw and then you had your signature and everybody's handwriting is different, right? That's you. That's your identity. It's your personality. That's what you do with advice that you're given, because people give it to me all the time, whether I like it or not. It's Easter. That's a big holiday for millions of people around the world and all over the United States. You may be atheist. You may be Buddhist. You may be Muslim, Jewish, whatever, right? But at the end of the day, where my thought process was, and even being a firefighter, I was tested at, even being places, we didn't ask you what party you were with or what religion or what race you were. Our job was just to instinctively save you as fast as we could, the best way possible, even putting our own lives in risk. That's a lot of people. Firefighters, 9/11 happened. That's a melting pot. That means there's people from every walk of life, no matter what you like or don't like about that city, right? Because there's people that love it, because there's a lot of people there. There's a lot of people that hate it. But when that shit went down 25 years ago this year, 25 years ago, the whole world got together. It got together, especially here in the United States. So that's how I try to live. That's part of that's an example. It's and you may not like it, but you know what? There's people that I like and I love and I would die for that I don't agree with at all. But here's the thing. Whatever they choose to believe in or what you believe, try to whatever. It's like my cousin. He smokes, but he doesn't smoke in front of me. I hate cigarette smoke. He smokes weed. I hate smoke weed. And he grows, that's what he does. We'll drink together. We'll have some drinks together. But I would do anything with this guy. But we don't have anything. He likes to fish. I hate fishing. It's like we're nothing alike. But we come together in some things. So I try to extract the best parts of somebody. Because if I went by, like I used to want to date the prettiest girl. I couldn't even get a date in high school. And then by the time I became a dancer, Bo, you can relate to this, right? In fact, Bo was like, he used to take Fabio and Brad Pitt and put them together and multiply it times 5. That's Bo. Okay. So we had girls, but, we always went for the prettiest girl. Well, what's funny? As the years went by, there's nothing wrong with that because we're always going to be attractive people, right? But it's what's inside. I know it sounds goofy. I used to hate that. I go, hell with that. She's got to be smoking, right? No. It's just like my friends. I got friends that are out of shape, out of this, out of that. They couldn't win a pie. They could win a pie eating contest. Sorry, I'm talking so fast. But that's not why I love them. I don't care what they do. There's that vibe. Somebody used this word today, vibe. And it's that vibe of somebody, that coolness of somebody. And you kind of it's like going to a buffet. You pick and choose parts of that stuff. It's like when somebody orders everything on a pizza and you're picking off the anchovies or the olives or stealing their mushrooms and doing whatever. That's how life should be, right? But we're just not like that anymore in social media. So I'm going the counter way. I'm going the most unpopular way. People are going, I don't want to hear what Chris Anthony says. Fuck that guy. Seriously, And I'm like, I go, listen, I'm just trying to rescue the life around me. I don't want to deal in the shit I can't change, and I don't want to hear the volume of it. But if that's what turns you on and gets you super sexually excited or whatever, as long as you ain't hurting kids, and as long as you ain't hurting people, I'm down. You do what you want. But this is the time of year that if Jesus Christ came down here right now, and even the people that didn't believe he was a Messiah or the Savior or the Son of God, they did identify him as a good person. Did you know that? There was people that go, wow, they did. They said, yeah, we know he was a good man. And the guy put up with a lot of crap. And then they nailed him to a cross and beat the shit out of him pretty bad, right? Go watch the Mel Gibson movie. I'm sure they're going to have a newer version pretty soon with CGI and AI and all that, and it's going to be really graphic and you're going to throw up. Maybe. I don't know, because we're getting used to that stuff too. But the point is, you don't have to go to that extreme to be a hero in somebody's life and to be a better part of who you are. When if I die tomorrow, they go, yeah, we got sick of that guy 10 years ago. But, at least I'm out there trying to at least, and I don't get anything for it. Those awards on the wall for saving people's lives, they may be gone. You know what? Doesn't matter. My daughter's, she didn't want to keep them. My other daughter, I haven't seen her. Who's going to keep them? You? Who? Nobody, right? So it's just what we should do. Maybe we're not all designed the same, just like some people aren't doctors, some people aren't lawyers or soldiers or whatever. But everybody has a superpower. I believe that. Everybody has a superpower. I don't care if you're out of shape. I don't care if you're handicapped. I don't care, whatever. I don't care if you got 6 months to live. You have a superpower. You have at least one superpower. If you can think and you can talk or you can write or text, you have the power to change somebody's life, even if the whole world is totally fucking against you. Just like Jesus Christ of the Nazarene, right? And, and could you imagine that? And then you think you got this army. My boys, they got my six. They got my back. Man, we got you. Come on, bring it on. And then you look around, you're like, where'd they go? But he didn't even have to do that. He goes, he said, you ain't going to hook me up, right? I didn't come on there thinking about Jesus when I came on here tonight. I don't care. I pay for this stupid thing. And we were going to talk about, we have to learn, you know what? I don't care if she's aiming this at me or using something. I love that. I used to say, in fact, I used to go one step further. I'd go, I hope you're right and I'm wrong, because they go, aircraft, say what? I go, yeah, I ain't judging nobody. That's the other thing. I am not judging you. I'm not judging anybody. I mean, it doesn't mean I don't have an opinion. Like, well, they ain't the best person in my party. I mean, I know they ain't going to have my back. Okay. But it's okay because I put them, you do automatically, whether you know it or not, you compartmentalize friendships. You call them acquaintances, this and that. Sometimes you call them fake friends, best friends, BFF, this, whatever, right? We label our friends. We know. And sometimes you're caught off guard. The biggest catch off guard for me, I thought I would, and I wasn't being egotistical about it. I got a friend, his name's Drew, and he's on my Facebook. We haven't talked in 5 years, hardly at all, since my son died, right? I'll call him out because I got 4 friends named Drew. And I thought this was my ride or die guy. He would call me all the time on my birthday. Since I've been back here off and on the last 3 years, I live literally less than 3 miles, and he hasn't called me over one time. And it's okay. That is an example. I'm not angry. It's that our friendships change over the years, and a lot that has been affecting people. Why would you throw away a friendship? Like I wouldn't throw away a friendship with Ron, my cousin, right? We don't see eye to eye on everything. Actually, we see eye to eye on a lot of things probably, but I'm always joking, so he doesn't know. My cousin Eric, he's totally different. He's not from that side of the family. He's from my mom's side of the family. Completely different nationality, completely different lifestyle. Lived in the same place his whole entire life in Brighton, Michigan, which is a rural area. Very rural. I mean, there's no foreigners or anything like that over there, hardly at all. It's one of those backwoods kind of towns, right? And I'm more of a city guy, and I look for the best parts. A lot of people are depressed that I know. I walk up to girls all the time. Vinny, you know this. Oh, wait, hold on a second. He just posted something really long. It's like a little book. Being there for everyone to wait. I want to read this real quick. I want to see this because I'm interrupting myself. Bro, we have jobs as humans. Being there for everyone and becoming the one everyone turns to is cool. But at the end of the day, our job is to make sure our kids are on the right path. That's true. Unfortunately, mine are gone, so I don't know. You're lucky. I do envy that. I really do that. That to me is worth money. That's the $1 million right there. I tell my kids all the time, I will die happy if I know you are good in life and they will pass it on to their kids. My heart bleeds for what happened to you. I think you're talking to me now. There's nothing I could do now. Yeah, I mean, and you came over to my house a couple times after that happened, and I appreciate that. Just like, you looked out for me, I looked out for you. It's not that hard. Just you showing up to my house for the first time in probably years. A lot of my cousins did, not a lot of them. I'd say about 4 or 5 that I haven't seen in a long time. That means a lot. It takes a lot to go out of your way to call somebody back. Even to text people, it's like, God, do I really want to text that person back? And then I saw messages from people. I saw messages from people at my gym that went to school with my son. And this kid, he was really depressed. He was picked on. My son, I guess, stuck up for him. He was very depressed, this kid, everything. Well, I see him at the gym now. And you don't ever let go of your inner child. You don't get rid of the things that really affected you. If you're a mean kid, you're always going to have that bully inside of you. You just learn to control it better. And some people change. If you're a real scared person or depressed, or you have things from your history, you're always going to take that with you. It just grows. You get used to it, just like time, just like pain. You get used to it, right? The only time you don't get used to pain is like if it's a disease and it's taken you over. And I think about that because I've been lucky. There's a lot of people who've died in my life, just like our friend. This guy was good looking. He was healthy. What happened? Like, I look at it like, I don't have those physical pains. I was at the gym. I was benching, I don't know, I'm not as strong as Bo, but I was benching about 245, something like that. And I move pretty fast for an old guy. But I think one day the scariest part for me, just for me looking inwards, is like, I don't want to be in pain. I don't want to have arthritis. I don't want to have back problems. I don't want to have breathing problems. And I know a lot of people that go through it, younger and older than me, all the time. So I try to give advice to people, like, listen, just because my life is a bag of shit, okay, and I'm always going to think these things, there's a part of me that keeps going because there's nothing better than being healthier. And like somebody, if you have kids, grandkids, nieces, nephews, or whoever, a significant other, nothing better than adding more time to the clock, like that meter. Instead of running out of time when you got a big bill at the end, you want to go as far as you can, because isn't it weird? You may see that one relative, like our grandmother. I remember, and my aunt, she lived to be 90, and she's been gone a couple of years. And I'm looking at pictures. I'm like, is she gone already? It's weird. You cannot give people enough time in the planet. 100 years is not enough time. No matter how old and decrepit we look, no matter how shriveled, wrinkled, slow, tired we get, we are still valuable to some people in our circle, our friends. Even if you got a small family and you don't see most of your friends anymore, you still have this. You have this significance that you have to maintain. It's like when you go to those holiday parties tomorrow, you're going to see an aunt and uncle that barely moves, and they sit in the corner and they're sipping their coffee or their drink or whatever they got, and you may even talk to them for maybe 5 minutes, 5 whole minutes. But that's your due diligence. That's what you go, wow, I just saw Uncle, Jeff, or I saw, Aunt Mary or whoever. And it means a lot. It fills your heart, right? It does. So and if you count the minutes that they were actually in your life, it's probably less than 100 hours in that lifetime that they've been around you, because they're not always around you. But when you think about it, that's how I think. I think like this. And you go, God, he's probably right. Let's see, if I see them once or twice a year and they're there for a couple hours and I talk to them, after I get done with everybody else and taking care of the kids and doing and watching the game and eating and what, oh yeah, 5 minutes. And then they die. That comes that time they die. And then all of a sudden you're like, and you feel like crap. You're sad. You're sad, right? So try to make people around you that you care about more important. You have the technology now. You have the internet. You got the AI that'll give you the right words. How do I say this? Have a choice, right? Make that fun. Make that interesting. Make that cool. That's all I'm going to say. Michigan, 64. Arizona, 41. This is a blowout, kids. I mean, it's still got 13-54 in the game in the second. And but Michigan's kicking their butt. All right, Wildcats, too bad. Can't take on a Wolverine. We get it. All right, what else we got? All right, you go have a great night, Russell. What else? Okay, that's it. So should I play some music or no? Or should I just wait till a better day? Any other deals you guys are looking for? Man, because there's so many great deals out there. The gas thing's huge. I'm telling you, you can get points. You can get great gas. Even if you're buying your kids' gas money with $20, make that $20 that you would spend now turn into $15 worth of gas, right? So it all adds up. I've saved over $4,000 just since January 1st. And I'm a cheap bastard, but I go out and buy all kinds. I buy the good stuff. I buy, that. I mean, it's going to help. Like even tomorrow, you can go and buy a really nice cake for half off to take to to your family's place. Or if you're having people over, you can get more good stuff. I mean, everybody knows about sales. We get that. But there's deeper sales into what you spend money on all the time. What else? There's just trust me on that. Because my cousin, he eats at Wendy's every day, Kentucky Fried Chicken, Starbucks, this, that, all these places, right? Because he works all the time and that's what he's used to. And I told him, and he finally called me like a couple weeks ago, and he said, remember that time I bought that bucket of chicken for like $25? He goes, and you told me about that because I went there the other day and I got it for $14. He goes, I got it for like almost $11 off. He goes, and you know what's funny? He goes, now my sons are doing it. His young sons, they're not rich. They're not poor, but they're not rich. You know what I'm saying? It's like money's money. They say some people live check to check to check. And even if you got a lot of money saved, you know how that thing, your car breaks down, somebody needs to borrow money, something happens, and all of a sudden you got to whip out $2,000, and that's like a life savings to some people, right? A lot of people, if they have $2,000. So you always want to have as much money as possible and save it. What else do we cover? Treating people good, being healthy, right? I mean, we're all going to get affected by things. I'm going to get affected by things, but the job is to slow down the debt with the apps and other ways, coupons, whatever. But it's also a good way to improve your health for better longevity, less pain, less stress, less medical bills. Look at insurance going through the roof, right? I'm telling you, take what I say and you may think, you may be annoyed, you may be bored. You're going to go to church and listen to some guy going, and you have to go and do this and do that. And you're going to listen to it and you're going to look all sincere because you have to. You never see anybody at church going like this. Like, what? This is boring, right? You're like, oh, please be over soon. That's what most people are thinking, right? And then they whip this little envelope by you with this little thing, right? And they go, you got to put money in it. And they're like, oh, that? wait, I thought this was free, right? I mean, let's see. Wait, hold on. I want to read what you just said. Let's see. I'm going to push this up on the screen. 100%. I woke up this morning and I had a dream about Aunt Betty. Aunt Betty was our aunt, my dad's sister. And she was young and thin, and she was great. I loved her. I loved all my aunts and uncles. I don't know why, I just did. And my dad's one of 18 and the oldest living one. And there's only a couple left. He's one of them. And he was working the other day. I just took him to the airport at 5 o'clock in the morning, and he didn't want to leave. He was in a construction site helping because my brother's out of town. And my brother, my brother's Mr. Party, Mr. Showboat. He had a heart attack, 52 years old, about a couple months ago. So he's at a health farm in Florida right now. And here I am with a broken heart, and I've never had nothing. I'm whatever. But my dad was in town working. He'd get up at 6 o'clock in the morning. Now he's retired, but he loves working. He's like a nut. He's like it's crazy. Can you imagine this? He's got a house here. He's got a house in Florida, and he flew back into this shit weather because it's 80 degrees in Florida, and and it's weird because I'm in my 60s. And my dad is only, he just turned, he's not even 82 yet, right? And, but he's still going. He wants to feel productive. He wants to feel included. He doesn't look like an old 82-year-old guy. He doesn't. I mean, that guy's my hero. And, people used to sit there and think, because my dad was so young. Well, there was a downside to that because my dad was so driven and he came from a hard life with a big family that he was really mean to us as a kid, me and my brother, because he was in a gang when he was younger, and they were always fighting at the house. And I didn't have a really good childhood with my dad. I really didn't. For years I didn't even see him or talk to him. And I know a lot of people lost their parents at my age by this point, so you can relate, right? But it's like it's weird what brought me and my dad together. I'm just going to let people know because, I think some people go, oh, well, you still have your dad, dad. And my dad is cool. He's great. But I didn't think that for a long time because he was never around us. And when he was around us, it was always making us do work around the house, like from morning to night and doing all these chores and doing this. And, if we didn't do it, we got our asses handed to us, right? That was like no exception. So, I didn't have that relationship like people thought. And now, because of my divorce 13 years ago and my son passing, it brought us closer. Isn't that funny? And it's kind of ironic. It is, it didn't matter about the wealth he had or all the nice things he had or the yacht they used to have or anything like that. Now, because people used to get jealous of us and this and that. And we're like, you have no idea. We got to clean that crap, even if we're not on it. I mean, I won't even get on the damn pontoon they have. I wasn't on it all summer right outside because then I would have to, whatever. And I don't mind helping out with it, but that's just the way I was conditioned. Right. So the point was, when we were driving to the airport at 5:00 in the morning, I took them all the way 40 miles from here to the Detroit airport. We were talking about things, and it's probably, I never felt as close to him on that drive as I was really close to my son, Dante. Him and I were like close as close can be. I told Dante the day he died, I said, I don't have 10 friends in my life, even the best ones, that were as close to me as you and I are. And me and my dad aren't this close. And that's as close as I felt yesterday with my dad. I don't know if that helps anybody out there, but you know what? I had rough beginnings with my father. And, and he wasn't a bad guy. He was just he was focused on, he had too many obstacles to deal with. And, coming along at a young age for him and my mom was probably not easy. But now life has kind of come full circle. And I hope the full circle comes for you. It may not be a complete circle, but I hope it gets close enough. Just like that, we've never slingshot around the moon before. Like, they're going to be on the dark side where there's no sun. We won't even be able to talk to them. That's pretty dangerous. It's pretty scary. It's exciting. We think it's going to be okay. It might be. But, we never know. It took us 50 years to decide to go, just loop around the damn moon. Loop around your moon. That's your world. That's your constellation. You can sit there and change it. I know it. I'm fighting demons and battles all the time. And I got little victories in there I wish you could see. So you don't think, God, this guy's whatever. Because I'm not asking anybody for money when I go. I'm not asking for anything. And, I want people to live and survive the best way possible. They always say, life's so bad now and it sucks. I've been hearing that all my life. I've been hearing that since I was a kid in the 60s in Detroit when they had life sucks, this and that. And then the next year, they're down at Tiger Stadium, just like they were yesterday, rallying. In fact, it was more exciting a year after the riots in downtown Detroit when the Tigers won the pennant in 68 than it was yesterday, and they set records yesterday. The weather was great. They had, 500,000 people down there, something, right? I wasn't down there. And, I think that that's how you have to look at life. There's always going to be bad shit. There's always going to be obstacles. There's always going to be challenges. You're always going to lose friends that you did things for. You're always going to have family that will betray you. But there's always going to be somebody in your family on this side or that side that comes out of nowhere and rescues you. Just with a couple words, a couple minutes, right? You know what the fuck I'm talking about, right? You know this. You don't have to pray it. You can. Hey, God, thank you. Wherever you are, however you are, I don't like to ask for stuff. I didn't want to ask him. I'm always missing, like, God, I'm always asking you, can you just end me already? I do all the time. I'm like, God, I'm done. I'm tired. I don't want to do this no more. I don't want to fight. I don't want to fight that hard to live. But then there's that part of me that goes, you know what? Just keep going. Just keep going. So that's what I'm trying to tell you, the same thing. When you want to let go. And you may have a great life now, but you know what? There's going to come that time, maybe tomorrow or next year, like Lloyd. The guy had, he was like outgoing guy, and all of a sudden, 55 gone. Boom. And now his family's sad. Great. Every day it's something. So, but it isn't about the doom and gloom. It's about the getting up and keep going, and make a difference. And if you're going to get an extra month or an extra year or 10 years, make it fucking count. Make it count. Sorry, I'm swearing, but make it count. Do something. Leave a message. Like when I write a song, if I die today, at least somebody's going to go, God, Chris wrote that song. or this song or that song, or he did this. I thought the firefighting awards was kind of cool. Like, yeah, Christmas, he did this, he did that, but nobody's going to see it. Nobody cares, right? But it's good for your karma. And if there is an afterlife that you believe in, because you always probably, hey mom, hey dad, hey, Dante, or hey, right? You can't have the afterlife without a supreme being, God, maybe, right? And, so your job is to be the best you can be. So when you go there, because nobody goes to a funeral and says, well, cousin Joe, or Fred or whoever, they were just a piece of shit. They're going, no, everybody's going to heaven. Every time you go to a funeral, they're always going to go to the better part of afterlife, right? I've never been to a funeral where they said, right? Think about it. We all sugarcoat. We always sugarcoat. We use religion and everything to sugarcoat. Even if you no, earn it. And I'm going to tell you, it'll come back to you. It comes back to me. So for all the people that abandoned me or let me go, I get it. They weren't cut out for that. They weren't designed for that. When they knew me when everything was cool, and then plus they have their own lives. As you get older, you don't have time to do nothing. You gotta, hey, I gotta go see the grandkids, whatever. For the young people out there, if you're 40 years old, because, people there are no 20-year-olds on Facebook, I don't think. Teach your kids. Like Ron, that was great what you just said. You're right. You got to let your kids know and their friends know. That's what Dante did. He didn't just keep it inside. He tried to tell his friends, don't pick on that kid. Like that kid that's at my gym now, and he's ripped. And he contemplated some bad stuff. I've talked to over 200 plus people that were in such worse ways than me with less problems, worse ways than me here with farmers. I'm like, are you kidding me? I would pay to have your problems. I'll give you whatever I got to have your problems right now. But that you got to remember something. You don't know what you're capable of handling. You have people in your life that are going, what are they complaining about? Why are they always negative? Get over it. Keep going. Get a new job. Get a new lover, whatever, right? Get a new stove. Okay, you got a flat tire. Go get a new. You don't got the money? Borrow. Do whatever you got to do. And you ever get to that point? That's the other thing I thought about. Oh, God, as big as my life has been sometimes, or much money I didn't have, I found a way to afford that thing I couldn't afford. Yeah, you might be in a little debt for it, but so what? We are. We borrow stuff from people. That's why we have credit cards. That's why, right? That's why we take out those, 0% interest loans for 5 years. And then at the end of 5 years, we go, shit, we forgot that we didn't keep up the payments. Now we got $800 in interest, right? Life's just going to do that shit to you. It's going to sneak up on you. It's going to sneak up. It's going to pounce on you. It's going to like a ninja. It's going to just knock you out. So got to stay ahead of it. Got to stay ahead of it. That's all I'm going to say. What time is it? 11 o'clock. All right. Been on for an hour. And, I know I got a lot of lurkers. I know I do. And I know, tomorrow I'll see whatever. You get 2 minutes of this, and there's anything good about it. Know when I see you, even on here, I don't have to agree. And you can keep doing what you're going to do. But I'm always wish you the best. I hope you make $1 million. I hope you win. I hope you cure that disease. I hope you fix that relationship or get a better relationship or get past the relationship. I had a woman on here. I don't want to say her name, but she would probably come on here. And she drove me crazy after my son passed. And she, her mom passed. She lost her boyfriend and this and that. And I'm trying to help her and other people while I'm dealing with my own stuff. And now she's doing great, but she didn't think she could deal. She wouldn't do it. You do find that if you give it time and you're always, it's like that person that, they, oh my God, how could they be with somebody else or how they let me go? Right. I've been there. Can't tell you how many times, but you know what? It's like, I never thought I would get over it. And it made people nuts. Right. Like, and I'm thinking I could have said, man, I'm good looking, well, or something cute or whatever. I said, yeah. But you know what? When somebody steals your soul, whether it's a friend or it's a lover or whoever, right? And you can feel betrayed, allow life to find you somebody else, new people, new friends, a new significant other. And you're never going to cure all your pain. How strong you are. Trust me. I'm pretty strong. That's at least what people tell me. I don't think I am, but I'll go with that. And you know what? I'm still here. So I want to share that because this is the time where people go to church dressed in flowery pastels and Easter eggs and breakfast and ham and whatever else. And then Monday comes and they forgot all about it. No, you got to take it and put it in your heart. Even if you're not religious, I get that because, I'm part that way. But being a better person, no matter how much shit you go through, is probably one of the accomplishments in lieu of all the things you never succeeded at or did. You follow what I'm saying? You could be an Olympic decathlon. You could be the president of a company. You could be super famous. But even the most famous people in the world couldn't handle their fame. The people I looked up to, Elvis, Michael Jackson, Prince, they all died young because they killed themselves. Painkillers, all kinds of crap, right? Handle your life. It's simple. It's so freaking simple. It really is simple. That's what I love about my life. The only good thing that keeps me going on my own is the fact that I can be by myself most of the time. And everything around me doesn't have to be like, wow, Chris, is that a Rolex? Chris, is that this? Because I had all these things. I got so much shit around me. You can come and have it. When I die, just come and get it. Take it. Seriously. Take it. Have fun with it. I'm not here to impress you. I'm here to gel with your, the good parts. If I can make you laugh, if I can make you work out better, if I can pull you out of a ditch, even when I'm tired and I don't want to, I hope that I've done that. And I think everybody has that ability. That's your superpower. And if you can't get out of bed, text somebody. Say, hey, I can help find somebody for you. I can Google it. I can Alexa it. I can call my cousin. I can call my little brother. Always look out for people. That will change your life for the rest of your life. You don't need a freaking holiday. You don't. You just need you. That's my story. Sticking with it. Times 10, right, Christine? I'm all done. Right, God? Did I do okay? Did I do all right? They're going to crucify me tomorrow. I get it. Oh, never mind. It's the day of resurrection. That's what they call me. So have a great Easter. Go Tigers. Go Lions. Go Bears. I mean, no, not Bears. And I think that, let me see. I'll see if there's any more comments before I get out of here. Maybe not. Okay, good. Oh, wait. Shit. Oh, your dad is so, can I read this real quick? Let me see. The screen's so small. Sorry. Yes, I told him I wish my dad was more like, I understand why he separated himself. I understand, honestly. You know what, bro? I feel you. When I came out here, people in Detroit thought I abandoned them. When I came out here, people picked on me. People back home thought I was having this great life. People thought I had this, be careful what you wish for. Be careful what don't always, people do this a lot. That's what causes jealousy and an animosity. It's just a human nature. I think we're all built in with it. I've had it. You have it. Everybody has this, right? And I'm just generally speaking anybody, because I have a lot of that in my life. People would tell me when I was getting treated like crap at the fire department or here or in school, they always go, they're jealous of you. And I go, I hated hearing that. That didn't do me any good. Why would they be jealous of me? I look in the mirror going, well, my hair's weird. I had braces 3 times. My teeth were perfect. And they, whatever. I mean, I could find 15 things wrong with me all the time. Right. But then I see my friend who is in a wheelchair. I see my other friend who, he's got this, he's got that. Right. But we always try to paint somebody out when we're doing bad. We paint our ex-lover or whoever with somebody, like I do it all the time. I'm like, he's got more money than me and this and that and fuck. I'm like, just make your life simple. And the best people will start to come back to you, even if you don't know who they are. And, you could be angry and jealous of these people. And then when you give them an opportunity to speak their mind or say their case, most of the time you're going to be surprised. You're going to go, God, I had a whole different outlook on you. I thought you were, too good for me or didn't have time for me or whatever. Right? And you go, wow. And your life will be so cool. It's the coolest feeling. It's like, it's a physical feeling. It's a spiritual feeling. It's like, wow. And you don't have to be drunk or high, not, if that's what you do or whatever weapon of choice or vice is, nicotine, whatever, that's okay. But when you have total clarity and you feel like you don't need that stuff to be happy, and you truly find that, I guarantee you're going to feel so motivated. You're going to feel rich. That's how I do it. I can't drink. I can't do these things that I could easily do, that I know how to do, because if I go to the gym, I can't like crack open a beer and go, yeah, let's go work out. It's not going to get me to what I need. And I need to be healthy, because when I take care of my mom and dad, who used to be these super youthful people to me, they move a little slower. I don't mind helping. The lady I take care of, she used to be whatever. Now she's got a walker and a cane, and I got to carry, whatever. My role got harder, but thank God I'm stronger. I'm still strong. 10 years from now, who knows? You got to preserve yourself as much as you can, here, and everywhere else. And you're going to find good people come to your life. It's going to be a magnet. You know what they call that? I read the book. I saw the movie. I didn't subscribe to it. Like, I didn't make that part of my mantra, but they call it the law of attraction, right? Think positive, be positive, all those things. They do work. Not instantly, not completely. They don't. I'm going to give you a little spoiler. They don't work like that. They don't work like that. They never work. Like, I'm going to pray and will, that. No. But do it now before the stuff happens. And if it does happen to you, slow it down. Slow it down. And spend more time doing valuable stuff outside of what you are already doing. Make people, give them good advice. You all have good advice. Everybody has good advice. I can tell you right now, even if you don't know how to read or write, you have good advice. Even if you're dyslexic, you have got reader. And don't even get into that, but because I have friends that are dyslexic. But whatever your weaknesses are, no matter where you came from, you have those superpowers. They say God made you, you're a gift of God, right? So however you want to look at it, but I can tell you, with or without any of that, you have a superpower. And I tell you, every single person I talked to found their superpower. Every single person, whether it was going to a gym or putting on makeup, getting out of bed, or doing stretches because they had this, whatever their weakness was, I said, well, let's fix that. Well, I'm going to jump off the ledge with you. I go, we'll film it. We'll go live on Facebook. Do you want to jump off that cliff? Let's do it. You want to crash your car into the wall? I'll drive. Whatever you think you're going to do, let's do it. They're like, what? I go, well, you want to go? Let's go. I'll go with you. I'm not afraid. I'll go. Hey, I'll see Dante too, I hope, maybe. I don't know. And or you find a freaking thing that makes sense in your life to make it better. If you just stop thinking of that person for a minute, it's always going to be there. People are going to hate you. Let go, move on, stop, get out of there. But just push it aside, make room for you to be a better person. And that will happen. It's not going to be easy. It's not. But I guarantee you, I have had more laughs than cries. I'm telling you. And I cry all the damn time. But I laugh 10 times more. And that laughter pushes me to do everything I do, even if you don't believe in me, even if you don't want to help me, even if you don't want to be part of what I have. I don't care. I'm good. I'm so freaking good. I don't care. And I don't have any animosity except for 2 people on this planet. And one I was married to. But you know what? Go with God. I'm glad I go like, now she's not in my way. She's not in my way. I'm moving until I die. Right? Okay. That's enough. I'm off my soapbox. Pretty big soapbox. I love this thing. This thing came it's cool. And you could dim it. The pink was because of cancer. That's why it's pink. Because he was, I think I told it story already. And I just, and I don't consume myself with Dante, except he motivates me. And I include him in my thought process to push me harder. That's what I do. And I'm always going to do that. And I hope nobody ever has to do that. Ever. I'd rather have him here. I'd rather not be on this. But I'm compelled to tell you, go for it. Have a great day, great week. And don't let nothing slow you down. Nothing. Okay? Because one day it'll just stop. And you're going to look back going, shit, I wasted all that time. Wasted time. Don't waste time. Okay, that's it. I'm going to play this song. I hope you guys have, I'm paying respect. No. I didn't read it. I didn't read it wrong. Well, I probably did read it wrong. Maybe I did, but no, I know. Hold on. Oh yeah, no. I read it cool. Yeah. No, I know you were cool with my dad. My parents love you guys, man. They are so proud of you, and they know what you've been through. You know, we all do. We all have our things. We're just part of the examples I'm giving, right? So you can keep going. I love your success. You're a hardworking cousin, man. I'm glad. Your brother, your sister. I'm glad. If you want to talk about people that have been through a lot, you know, I'm not going to get into their story, but you know, you all have a story, but never discount your life. Never. And I got to tell myself that every day, by the way. So it isn't like I can just go, hey, I'm cured. No, I gotta fight it every day. And some really cool things will happen. So just be good. Okay. And let me play this song. All in Due Time. I wrote it, and I've got a dance version of it too, but I hope. Sorry, did I just freeze up? My computer is starting to act weird now. Okay, that's it. I'm going to play this song. Where's it at? It's going to finish out. You guys have a great night. Is Saturday Night Live tonight? I hope it is. Maybe it's a rerun. Happy Easter.